You know something people don't talk about in public anymore? Pussy farts. I'm going to tell you a little something here that most of you know, but I'll say it anyway. I don't talk about myself very much in my shows, not my style. If you give me a little less sound, it's awfully big. If you can just bring it down a little bit, if the folks can still hear. Maybe it's these monitors or something like that. That's a little bit better. Thank you. Can you still hear me okay? Everything all right out there? Good. Well, this I'll tell you about this. I'll tell you this much. I had an incident in traffic recently that I think I ought to tell you. A couple things about me you ought to know first. I drive kind of recklessly. I take a lot of chances. I never repair my vehicles, and I don't believe in traffic laws. So I tend to have quite a high number of traffic accidents. And last week, I either ran over a sheep or I ran over a small man wearing a sheepskin coat. And I don't know because I didn't stop. I do not stop when I have a traffic accident. Do you? Do you? You can't. Hey, who has time? Not me. I hit somebody, I run somebody over. I keep moving. Especially if I've injured someone. I do not get involved in that. I'm not a doctor. I've had no medical training. I'm just another guy out driving around looking for a little fun, and I can't be stopping for everything. Well, let's just look at it logically. Let's be logical about it. If you do stop the scene of the accident, all you do is add to the confusion. These people you ran over have enough troubles of their own. Without you stopping and making things worse. Leave these people alone. They've just been in a major traffic accident. The last thing they need is for you to stop and get out of your car and go over to the fire, because by now it is a fire, and start bothering them with a lot of stupid questions. Are you hurt? Well, of course they're hurt. Look at all the blood. You just ran over them with a ton and a half of steel. What do you expect? They're going to be singing 4-part harmony? Leave these people alone. Well, in the first place, it's none of your business. Simple as that. The whole thing took place outside of your car. Legally speaking, these people you ran over were not on your property at the time you ran them over. They were standing in the street, and it's city property. You are not responsible. If they don't like it, let them sue the mayor. And besides, it happened back there. It's over now. Stop living in the past. Do yourself a favor, count your blessings, be glad it wasn't you. And I'll give you a practical reason not to stop if you need a practical reason. If you do stop, sooner or later the police are going to show up. Is that what you want? Huh? Wasting more of your time standing around filling out forms, answering a lot of foolish questions? And by the way, who are you to be taking up the valuable time of the police department? These men and women are professionals. They're supposed to be out fighting crimes. Stop interfering with police work. And besides, didn't anyone else see this accident? Huh? Are you the only one who can provide information? Surely the people you ran over caught a glimpse of at the last moment. So let them tell the police what happened. They were a lot closer to it than you were. There's no sense having two conflicting stories floating around about the same dumbass traffic accident. Things are bad enough. People are dead, families have been destroyed, trying to get moving. Now, on the other hand, if I should be out driving around looking for a little fun, and I see an accident, one that I'm not involved in, I stop immediately. Well, I want to get a good look at what's going on. I enjoy that sort of thing. Someone else is injured, I want to take a look. I am Curious George. People don't like that though, you know. Police don't like it. They say you're rubbernecking. They say you're blocking traffic. Never mind that shit. I want to take a look. I'm never too busy, but I can't stop to enjoy someone else's suffering. And I'll tell you something else. You might not like this, but as far as I'm concerned, the bigger the accident, the better it is. Well, I'm looking for a little entertainment. You know my favorite accident? 2 buses and a chicken truck. Get hit by a circus train in front of a flea market. Well, I want to see something interesting. I'm looking for a neck sticking out of a gas tank. If I'm going to take the time to stop, I expect a couple of fucking laughs. And if my car should happen to be in such a position where I can't quite see what's going on, can't get a good enough look, I'm not the least bit shy about asking the police to bring the bodies over a little closer to the car. Pardon me, officer, would you fellows mind dragging that twisted-looking chap over here a little closer to the car, please? My wife has never seen anyone shaped quite like that. Look at that, Sugar Lips. That's his rib cage sticking out of the glove compartment. Thank you, officer. That will be all now. You can throw him back on the pile. We'll be moving along. And off I go out onto the highway, looking for a little fun. Perhaps a tanker truck filled with toxic waste will explode in front of the Pokemon factory. All right, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm going to tell you a little about the show tonight. I'm going to give you kind of a roadmap, a little guide to the show. And in doing so, I also sort of fill you in on what it is I do year-round. Some folks are interested in that kind of thing. Here's the deal, gang. I work about 80 to 100 nights a year in theaters like this, theaters and concert halls. And, you know, I've been in every city, obviously, several times. Probably been, if you got a different hometown than this, I've probably been in your hometown 3 or 4 times. Hey, if they got a zip code, I'll fucking be there. Busy as a dyke in a hardware store. So I'm always out there running around these cities, you know. And when I'm not, you'll find me in Las Vegas. I usually do about 13 weeks at casinos, mostly in Las Vegas. And in the course of all these shows, all I'm ever trying to do, besides get some laughs and everything, is work on material for the next home box office stand-up special that I do. See, that's kind of the centerpiece. That's the kind of backbone of my career. I do an HBO show about every 2 years. I've done 11 of them. Did one in '99. That was called You Are All Diseased. Later this year, in November, the 12th one, it's called I Kinda Like It When a Lot of People Die. So that's what I do. I work on the HBO, and what I'm trying to tell you here is that I'm more than halfway done, because we've got about 8 or 9 months left, and I got most of what you hear tonight is the new stuff for the HBO show. A small amount is left over from '99, and in doing so, I got a bonus for you. Got an extra special bonus. People like a bonus. People want a bonus. People insist on a fucking bonus. Yeah, you know what they say? They say, we want a free, extra added, complimentary bonus gift at no cost to us. And that's what I got here tonight. I got some new shit, even newer than the new shit, because I got new stuff I'm doing that I already know very well in memory, but then I got some stuff I'm going to flat fucking read to you, okay? This is all good shit. I've been doing it several weeks now. I'm not trying anything out on you. I want you to know that. I don't try things out. These comics say, well, I'm trying something out. I don't try it out. I fucking do it. And if it sucks, it goes. You know, that's all. And the nice thing about this character, this is varied. There's about 10 or 12 different topics in here. It takes about 15 minutes. And if you hear one that you don't like, just wait a minute. It's like a bus. There'll be another one coming along in just a minute or two. Some people don't like this. Some people say, well, I didn't pay to see a rehearsal. And I said, well, fuck you. Because you got to use psychology on these people. All right. Now, try to let this be a one-way thing, okay, buddy? I appreciate the yelling and all that shit, but try to tone it down just a little bit. You get some pussy when you get home, okay? You think about that? Okay. Now, here's the deal, folks. Oh, by the way, you ever notice on a barn they got a weather vane? Oh, yeah. And by the way, I don't do transitional material. You notice I go right to the next thing. Right now, we're on barns, okay? You ever notice on a barn they got a weather vane, and usually it's a rooster or a cock, same thing, different name. Yeah, they call it a cock. You know why they got a cock on a weather vane? Because if they had a cock, the wind would blow right through it. in this country is crazy to bond these days, so we're going to do a little bit of bonding too. And we're going to bond through a thing I call you and me. This is about us. This thing I want to do is about you and me, us. Little things we all know, common knowledge. In this case, about our bodies, you know? Because everybody's body is different, but everybody's body is really quite the same. So there are a lot of little things about our bodies that we all know, but we never talk about. That's what interests me. These are practically universal experiences. Nobody mentions them. Some of them are disgusting. Some of them are appallingly revolting and degrading, even to the most degenerate person. So let's start right in with a couple of them. Do you ever get lip crud? You ever get that crud on your lip, kind of a sticky film, kind of a gooey coating, sort of a cruddy, gummy, flaky, crusty shit kind of thing? It starts in the corner of your mouth, works its way on down your lip, and if it's really bad, the corners of your mouth look like parentheses. Do you ever have that? Lip crud. When you want to get rid of it, it's a real simple operation, isn't it? It's low-tech shit. Thumbnail, that's all you need. Simple tool, you just scrape that shit off, don't you? That's all, you just scrape it on down, scrape it on down, scrape it on down. Fuck those people at the bus stop. If they knew anything, they wouldn't be riding the bus. Fuck them in the mouth. And then you take it and you roll it up into a little ball, and then you save that son of a bitch. I save my lip crud. I save everything that comes off of my body, don't you? At least for a little while. Don't you look at things when they first come off you? Aren't you curious? Don't you spend 5 or 10 or 15 minutes studying something, trying to figure out what the fuck it is and what it's doing? Sure you do. You don't pull some disgusting looking growth off of your neck and throw it directly into the toilet. No, you want to know what the fuck it is. Besides, you never know when you're going to need parts. Isn't that true? You ever see these guys on TV? They're in the hospital. One guy's waiting for a kidney, another guy's waiting for a lung. Fuck you, I've got shit at home. I've got a freezer full of vital organs. I've got 2 of everything ready to go. What do you need, a spleen, an esophagus? How about a nice used ball bag, huh? God, in good condition, one owner, you only scratch it on Sundays. Take a chance, I've got everything you need. Well, it's true. You want to know what something is. You don't spend 15 minutes peeling a malignant tumor off of your forehead just to toss it out the window, sight unseen into the neighbor's swimming pool. No. You take a good long fucking look at it, don't you? Holy shit, look at this thing. God damn. Holy jumping fucking Jesus. Look at this. Honey, come here. Look at this. Hey, honey, hey, fuck the rice-a-roni. Get in here. Look at this thing. Look. This was a part of my head a minute ago. Not anymore. I pried the bastard off with paint thinner and a Phillips head screwdriver. But look at it. Look at the colors in it. It's green, blue, yellow, orange, brown, tan, khaki, beige, bronze, olive, neutral, black, all black, champagne gold, Navajo white, turquoise, and Band-Aid color. Plus, it's exactly the same shape as Bosnia. If you leave out that little section where the Croatians live, I'm not throwing this bastard away. It might become a collectible. Call those assholes at eBay. We'll make some fucking money on this thing. Well, it's natural curiosity. We all have it. Just natural curiosity. You know, you're curious about yourself. You're curious about your body. So you're curious about little parts that come off of you. Toenail clippings are a good example. Toenail clippings, I'll even set the scene for you. You're sitting on the bed one night at home, and something really shitty comes on TV. Like a regularly scheduled primetime network program. You say, well, I'm not going to watch Raymond Blows the Milkman. I'm going to clip my fucking toenails. So you start to clip your toenails, and every time you clip one of them, the clipping part flies far away. So you notice like, boom, boom, boom. Those things fly all over the bed. And when you're finished clipping, you have to gather them all back into a little pile, don't you? Yeah, you can't leave them on the bed. They make little holes in your legs. You don't need that shit. You want to gather them into a pile, and then you notice this. You notice the bigger the pile gets, the more pride you have in the pile. Look at this shit, honey. The biggest pile of toenail clippings we've had in this house since the day the Big Bopper died. Call the Smithsonian Institution. Tell them we have a great idea for a major exhibit. Then you look for the largest toenail clipping of all, the biggest one you can find, and you bend it for a while, don't you? You bend it, you squeeze it, you play with it. You have to. Why? Because you can. Because it's still lively and viable. There's moisture in it. It just come off of your body. It's almost alive. You ever try to save your toenail clippings overnight? Huh? You ever try to put them in the ashtray and save them till the morning? It's no good. They're too dry. You can't bend them in the morning. Fuck them. Throw them away. Who needs unbendable toenails? Not me. Bullshit. Fuck you up. Yours get lady chick drop dead jack me off. Suck this. I don't need bullshit. Little things that come off of you and your curiosity about them, especially if it's something you can't see while it's still on you. Know what I mean? You ever been picking your ass? You know, just idly standing out in the driveway, picking your ass, and you come across an object. Restaurant again. Well, I don't remember ordering anything that smells like this. I believe this is a shit burger. Smells like a burger, tastes like shit. Actually, it smells like Ethel Merman. Call that Andrew Lloyd Webber fellow. Tell him we have a good idea for one of those fine shows he's always putting on Broadway. And then give me the scrapbook. This son of a bitch is going right next to that Hispanic toe jam we found at the Gator Bowl. All because you couldn't see it while it was still a Klingon. Here's something else you can't see while it's still on you. Little scab on the top of your head. Sure you have. Little scab on top of your head. Not a big red blood scab that you get from someone at work hits you in the head with a fucking Stilson wrench. Just a little dry spot, a little scaly spot. You find it one day by accident when you're scratching your head. You come across it as if by good luck. Whoa! Hot shit, a fucking scab! I love fucking scabs. This is gonna be a lot of fun. I can't let the off my scab and look at it. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I pick off my scab and I put it down in a contrasting material such as a black velvet tablecloth in order to see the greater relief. Oh boy, oh boy. I can't let pick off my scab. Wait. It's not ready to come off yet. It's immature. It's still not ripe. It's not ready for plucking. I'll save this for Thursday. Thursday will be a good day. I'll only have a half a day of work on Thursday. I'll come home early. I'll masturbate in the kitchen. And then I'll watch the Montel Williams show. And then I'll pick off my scab. Oh boy, I can't wait to pick off my scab. This is going to be a lot of fun. So you wait, and you wait. You wait, and you try not to knock it off by accident with a little plastic comb you bought in the vending machine at the motel with the two skanky-looking chicks who gave you the clap that night. And now Thursday arrives and it's harvest time. Harvest time on your head. You come home early, you masturbate, but you do it in your sister's bedroom just to give it a little extra thrill, you know what I mean? And then you watch the Montel Williams show. Fair show, and then you take it up the ass for 50 cents. Not the best show he's ever done, but you know something? Not bad either. And now it's time to go get this little motherfucker, but you want to go carefully. You want to pick it off evenly and carefully around the perimeter so that it lifts off all in one piece. You don't want it to break into pieces. Who needs a fragmented scab? Not me. Bullshit, fuck you up yours, get lady, shit, drop dead, jack me off, suck this, I don't need parts that badly, I want that sick. What you really want, what you really need, what you really must have is a complete whole scab you can put down, study, look at, make notes on, and perhaps write a series of penetrating articles for Scab Aficionado magazine. Who knows, you might rise to the top of the scab world in a big hurry. It's a small community and they need people at the top. I sense I've gone too far. So I'll couple I'm even, and I'll change the subject. This is something I might have told you before. I never fucked a 10. Never fucked a 10. But one night, I fucked 5 2s. shows, you know, little things big things, little things I complain about a lot of shit. I kind of think of the whole thing as a complaint department. This next one is a complaint, and it's based on something you all know anyway, and that is that in this country, everything gets overdone, you know? That's our trademark here. Everything gets exaggerated. Take everything, just stretch it out of proportion. Doesn't matter what it is either. It can be a good idea or a bad idea. We'll run it right into the goddamn ground. So, this is something I'm just sick and tired of. I mean, it took a little while, but I have been pissed and tired about this for a couple of years. It's all this stupid bullshit you have to hear all the time about children. It's all you ever hear in this country anymore. Children! What about the children? Help the children! Save the children! You know what I say? Fuck the children. Fuck these kids. Fuck children. Fuck them. They're getting entirely too much attention. And I know what some of you are thinking. You're saying, Jesus, he's not going to attack children, is he? Yes, he is. He's going to attack children. And remember, this is Mr. Conductor talking. I know what I'm talking about. And I also know that all you single dads and working moms who think you're such fucking heroes aren't going to like this, but somebody's got to tell you for your own good. Your children are overrated and overvalued. You turn them into little cult objects. You have a child fetish, and it's not healthy. And I don't want to hear that weak shit. Well, I love my children. Fuck you. Everybody loves their children. It doesn't make you special. John Wayne Gacy loved his children. Yes, he did. Kept them all right out in the yard near the garage. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is this constant mindless yammering, you know, this neurotic fixation, because that's all it is, that somehow suggests everything ought to revolve around the lives of children. It's completely out of balance, folks. Listen, there are a couple of things about kids you have to remember fine. First of all, they're not all cute, okay? They're not. In fact, if you look at them real close, most of them are rather unpleasant looking. They got misshapen heads. You ever notice their heads are too big usually? And they don't smell very well. A lot of them don't smell good. They're little ones that have a kind of a sour milk and urine combination. Bothers me. Stay with me on this. The sooner you face it, the better off you're going to be. Second premise, not all children are smart and clever. Got that? Kids are like any other group of people. A few winners, a whole lot of losers. This country is filled with loser kids who simply aren't going anywhere. And there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. You can't save them all, folks. You can't do it. You gotta cut them loose. You gotta let them go. You gotta stop overprotecting them because you're making them too soft. Today's kids are way too soft. For one thing, there's too much emphasis on safety and safety equipment for these kids. Child-proof medicine bottles and fireproof pajamas and child restraints and car seats and helmets. Bicycle, baseball, skateboard helmets. Kids have to wear helmets now for everything but jerking off. Grown-ups have taken all the fun out of being a kid just to save a few thousand lives. It's pathetic. It's fucking pathetic. What's happened is these baby boomers, these soft, fruity baby boomers, have raised an entire generation of soft, fruity kids who aren't even allowed to have hazardous toys, for Christ's sake. Hazardous toys, shit. What about having a natural selection, survival of the fittest? The kid who swallows too many marbles doesn't grow up to have kids of his own. Simple stuff. Nature knows best. We're saving entirely too many lives in this country of all ages. Nature should be permitted to do its job of weeding out and killing off the weak and sickly and ignorant people without interference from airbags and batting helmets. We're lowering the human gene pool. Just think of these ideas as passive eugenics. And here's another example of overprotection for these kids, and you've seen this on the news. You ever notice every time some guy with an AK-47 wanders into the schoolyard and kills 3 or 4 of these fucking kids and a couple of teachers, the next day, The school is overrun with psychologists and psychiatrists and grief counselors and trauma therapists trying to help the children cope. Shit. When I was a kid, someone came in our school and killed 3 or 4 of us. We went right on with our arithmetic. 35 classmates minus 4 equals 31. They were tough. I say if a kid can handle the violence at home, he ought to be able to handle the violence at school. I don't worry about that stuff. I don't worry about guns in school. You know what I'm happy about? Guns in church. Hey, isn't this a fucking terrific development? I'm so happy finally it's here. Thanks to the people of Texas, it's finally here. I prayed for this, oddly enough. I prayed for this. And I predicted it a couple of years ago. I said, pretty soon there'll be some goofy fucking yo-yo fruitcake Christian who'll kill 6 people in a church, and then they'll call him a disgruntled worshiper. Little did I know it would be an anti-Christian. That turned out to be a really nice touch. And I want to say once again, my hat is off to the people of Texas for leading the way when it comes to the taking of human life. You know, they're always in the vanguard of this important activity, and here they are once again showing the way and finally going after the right people, the churchgoers. You know? Ah, shit, they're asking for it, aren't they? They're asking for it. They all want to be with Jesus anyway. Give them a helping hand. Are you a Christian? Well, there you go. Want to see Jesus? Say hello for me. Do the Christian thing. Extend a helping hand. Don't think they wouldn't do the same for you. They don't call themselves Christian soldiers for nothing. Here's another bunch of ignorant bullshit about your children. School uniforms. Bad theory. The idea that if kids wear uniforms to school, it helps keep order. Hey, don't these schools do enough damage making all these children think alike? Now they're going to make them look alike too. And it's not even a new idea. I first saw it in old newsreels from the 1930s. But it was hard to understand because the narration was in German. The uniforms looked good, and those German kids did everything they were told and never questioned authority. Gee, I wonder why someone would want our children in uniforms. Can't imagine. And by the way, it doesn't even work. I'm really happy to tell you that. It doesn't work. In Florida here, in a 4-year period, this is the way I read it, it sounded like it was a trustworthy statistic. In 4 years, the kids who had worn the uniforms had twice as many fights. I like that. I like it when the social theorists have to go back to their think tanks and go, And one more item about children, and that is this superstitious nonsense that blames tobacco companies for kids who smoke. Hey, kids don't smoke because a camel in sunglasses tells them to. They smoke for the same reasons adults do, because it's an enjoyable activity that relieves anxiety and depression. And you'd be anxious and depressed too if you had to put up with these pathetic, insecure, striving, anal, yuppie parents who enroll you in college before you're old enough to know which side of the playpen smells the worst. And then they fill you full of Ritalin. To get you in a mood they approve of. And drag you all over town in search of empty, meaningless structure. Little League, Cub Scouts, swimming, soccer, karate, piano, bagpipes, witchcraft, glass blowing, I don't know what they're doing. They even have play dates, for Christ's sakes. Playing is now done by appointment. Whatever happened to you show me your wee-wee and I'll show you mine? You never hear that anymore. But it's true, a lot of parents are burning their kids out on structure. I think what every child needs and ought to have every day is 2 hours of daydreaming. Just daydreaming. Turn off the computer games, the CD-ROMs, and the internet, and just let them stare at a tree for a couple hours. It's good for them. And every now and then, they actually come up with one of their own ideas. Want to know how you can help your children? Leave them the fuck alone.
How am I doing?
Reminds me of something my grandfather used to say, you know. He'd look at me and he'd say, I'm going upstairs and fuck your grandma. Well, he was just a really honest man. He wasn't going to bullshit a 5-year-old. I was dancing with a woman the other night. She told me she had a yeast infection. I said, well, bake me a fucking loaf of bread. Couple of corn muffins, a jelly donut, I don't give a shit. I'm in the market for quality baked goods. I got another complaint, and then maybe you can help me with this one. When did this country turn into a nation of rats and squealers? Have you noticed this? Rats and squealers and snitches, people spying on each other, turned each other in, called the tipster hotline. If you see a crime, call the tipster hotline. Let me tell you something, it's not the tipster hotline, it's the rats and squealers hotline. But if they call it that, you know how many people would use it? Yeah, twice as many. Because people got no fucking principles anymore. Everybody get turned, we're living in a nation of stool pigeons. How am I driving? Call 1-800 and squeal on the truck driver. Sounds like a small thing, but it's not. It's an open invitation to be a rat. And that's what people are turning into. They cooperate with prosecutors, for Christ's sakes. Prosecutors, the worst kind of dishonest swine ever to crawl out of the devil's asshole. And people cooperate with them, they make deals, they plea bargain, they turn in their friends, they betray their friends just to stay out of jail. That's what happened to those poor guys in the mafia. They ratted on each other, they sold each other out. Shit, when I was a kid, we looked up to the mafia. We admired and respected those guys because they had a code of silence. No one talks, ever. Now they squeal on each other, get a book deal, buy a fake mustache, and move to Pocatello, Idaho. Want to know something? They deserve fucking Pocatello, Idaho. Speaking of places where people blow cows, let me ask you something. You remember those militia assholes? You remember those patriotic nitwits in Montana said they didn't recognize the authority of the federal government? And they had a flag with a serpent on it, said, don't tread on me. Now the flag should have said, don't squeal on me, because first chance they got, 2 of them testified for the government against their friends just to stay out of jail. Never mind the serpent. You know what that flag should have had on it? A rat. A nice big brown diseased sewer rat fucking the serpent in the ass. They both are wearing camouflage fatigues. Tell you, we got no heroes in this country anymore. There's no heroes. Timothy Leary turned people into the FBI. Elvis Presley was a snitch for the DEA. The only hero I've seen recently, Susan McDougal. She told Ken Starr to go get fucked, and she went to jail for 2 years. 2 years. Tell you what, Clinton must have thrown her a pretty good hump to get loyalty like that. Now, what really disturbs me is people who squeal on their families, you know? Parents spying on their kids, searching their rooms for drugs, and the kids are no better. You ever read about one of these dumbass kids who turns his parents in for having a few drugs around the house? Shit, how stupid can you be? You don't turn in the people who are buying the food, asshole. Think it through. Squealing on your family. Theodore Kaczynski, the Unabomber, and one of my personal heroes, by the way, may I add, Ted Kaczynski was turned in by his own brother. You don't do that. You don't turn in your brother or your parents or your children, no matter what they're doing, even if they're killing people and selling drugs. Whatever happened to family values? In fact, you should never cooperate with the police in any way for any reason ever. Some clues. They rely too much on unsolved mysteries and America's Most Wanted to get other people to solve their crimes. They turn good citizens into vigilantes and bounty hunters, lower than a snake's ball bag. I'll tell you something, the mafia knew how to handle squealers in the old days. When I was a kid, there was a famous bank robber by the name of Willie Sutton. He was wanted by the police. One day he's riding the subway in New York, and a private citizen, some civic-minded prick named Arnold Schuster, spotted Willie and turned him into the police. But Albert Anastasia, a mafia boss, read about in the newspapers, and he had Arnold Schuster killed, which is just what the yellow rat motherfucker deserved. Police. You don't help them. Shit, when I was a kid, we went to the movies, we rooted against the police. Against the police and for the crooks. And I still do. I love the crooks. I don't care if they come to my house and kill my entire family. I'm on their side. I'd rather spend 12 hours stuck in an elevator with a couple of crooks and even say hello to a fucking policeman. You don't help the police. They're not on your side. Don't you understand? They work for the state. They'll lie in court and they'll plant fake evidence to put you in jail. You don't help them. And above all, you don't plea bargain by squealing on a friend. Tell you what, some of you religious people out here, on Judgment Day, when you see God, ask him if you can plea bargain. Ask him if you squeal on your family, will he let you into heaven? You know what he'll say? He'll say, go to hell. He'll say, go to hell, you fucking squirrel. Because even God hates a rat. He does. You know what Jesus should have done? He should have beat the shit out of Judas. Just beat the shit out of him. But he didn't, because he believed in all that goofy love bullshit. But you notice something? He didn't plea bargain with the Romans, did he? No. He didn't squeal on the apostles. He kept his big fucking yap shut and he took what was coming to him. We can all learn something from Jesus. Now, speaking of Judgment Day, you know what I got a problem with? The 10 Commandments. Here's my problem. Why is it 10? Why 10? Why not 9 or 11? Tell you why. Because 10 sounds official. 10 sounds important. They know if it was 11, people wouldn't take it seriously. They say, what, are you kidding me? 11 commandments? Get the fuck out of here. But 10 sounds important. 10 is one of those numbers people take seriously. The top 10, the 10 most wanted, the 10 best dressed. So having 10 commandments was really a marketing decision. And it's clearly a bullshit list, you know. It's an artificially padded and inflated list just to get it up to 10. These religious hustlers about 5,000 years ago were trying to figure out how to control people, how to keep them in line. They knew that people were basically stupid and would believe anything they were told, so they announced that God had given them some commandments. Up on a mountain when no one was around, God had given them the 10 commandments. But why did they pick 10? Like I say, a marketing decision. I'm going to show you how you can reduce the number of commandments and get this list into a nice, workable, logical form. Here's what you do. First of all, you start with the first 3 commandments. I am the Lord thy God, thou shalt not have strange gods before me. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Thou shalt keep holy the Sabbath. Right off the bat, the first 3, pure bullshit. Sabbath day, Lord's name, strange gods, spooky language. Spooky language designed to scare and control primitive people. Nonsense like this in no way applies to the real lives of intelligent, civilized people in the 21st century. You've put out the first 3 commandments, you're down to 7. We're down to 7 already. Next, honor thy father and mother. Obedience, respect for authority. Just another name for controlling people. The truth is, obedience and respect should not be automatic. They should be earned. They should be based on the parent's performance. Some parents deserve respect. Most of them don't. Period. We're down to 6. Now, in the interest of logic, something religion is not quite comfortable with, we're going to skip around the list a little bit, and we'll go to thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness. Stealing and lying. Actually, both of these commandments apply. They prohibit the same kind of behavior. Dishonesty, stealing, and lying. So you don't need 2 of them. Instead, you combine them, and you have thou shalt not be dishonest. We're down to 5. And as long as we're combining commandments, I have 2 others that go together. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. Once again, these 2 prohibit the same kind of behavior, in this case, marital infidelity. The difference is, coveting takes place completely in the mind. And I don't think you should outlaw fantasizing about another guy's wife. Otherwise, what are you going to think about when you're jerking off? But fidelity is a good idea, so we're going to hang on to the basic concept, and we're going to call this one, thou shalt not be unfaithful. down to 4. Now, when you think about it though, honesty and fidelity are really part of the same overall value. So in truth, you could combine the 2 honesty commandments with the 2 fidelity commandments and have one big honesty fidelity commandment. You get it positive language instead of negative, and you say, thou shalt always be honest and faithful. We're down to 3. Down to 3, folks. Next, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods. This one is just plain fucking stupid. Coveting your neighbor's goods is what keeps the economy going. Your neighbor gets a vibrator that plays "Oh Come All Ye Faithful." You get a vibrator that plays "Oh Come All Ye Faithful." Coveting creates jobs. Leave it alone. Knock out coveting, and we're down to 2. The big honesty and fidelity commandment, and the one we haven't talked about yet, thou shalt not kill. Murder. But when you think about it, religion has never really had a big problem with murder. Not really. More people have been killed in the name of God than for any other reason. So for a religious person, murder is negotiable. Depends on who's doing the murdering. So with all of this in mind, I offer to you my revised list of the 2 commandments. First, thou shalt always be honest and faithful to the provider of thy nookie. Second, thou shalt try real hard not to kill anyone, unless, of course, they really deserve it. 2 of them is all you need. Moses could have carried him down the hill in his pocket. And if they had a list like that, I wouldn't mind that asshole judge in Alabama putting it up on the courthouse wall. As long as it included one extra commandment, thou shalt keep thy religion to thyself. I'm having a lot of fun. Frankly, I haven't had this much fun since a bunch of us got together and fucked my sister. Good sport, you know? One time she blew the dog. Just for a goof. You know what I respected about her? She wouldn't accept any money. She would never take any money. We said, no, here's a quarter, get some ice cream. No, didn't want to do it. All right. And this next bunch of stuff is about people I can do without, okay? Just people I can do without. Starting with people who read self-help books. People who read these self-help books. Oh my God, just this fucker. Thank you. Why do so many people need help? Life is not that complicated. You get up, you go to work, you eat 3 meals, you take 1 good shit, you come home to bed, okay? It's not that fucking complicated. What's the big mystery with these people? If you're lucky, maybe you get laid. Okay, we'll throw that in. And the part I really don't understand, if it's self-help you're looking for, why would you read a book written by somebody else? That's not self-help, that's help. There's no such thing as self-help. If you did it yourself, you didn't need help. Try paying all attention to the fucking language, you know? And a similar mystery, motivation seminars. Why do so many people why would anyone need outside motivation? I say if you think you need motivation, you probably need more than that. Probably need strong drugs, shock therapy, and a good 20-minute beating with a tire iron. That'll fucking motivate you. If you ask me, this country could use a little less motivation. People who are causing all the trouble are highly motivated. Serial killers, telemarketers, drug dealers, pro-life Christians. These folks are not sitting around waiting for fucking Tony Robbins to show up. Motivation is overrated anyway. You show me some lazy prick who's lying around all day watching game shows and eating jelly sandwiches, and I'll show you someone's not causing any trouble. There's another pack of low-grade morons who ought to be thrown into a bin and set on fire. People with bumper stickers that say, "We are the proud parents of an honor student." Academy, or whatever other innocent-sounding name has been given to the indoctrination center where their child has been sent to be stripped of his individuality and turned into an obedient, soul-dead, conformist member of the American consumer culture. Why do some people have this desperate need to validate themselves through their sad sack children? How's it like to live with a couple of these dysfunctional cretins? How's that science project coming, Justin? Fuck you, Dad. You simple-minded prick. Mind your own business and pass the beat. Here's picture I'd like to see. We are the proud parents of a child whose self-esteem is sufficient that he doesn't need us promoting his minor scholastic achievements on the back of our car. And we are the proud parents of a child who has resisted his teacher's attempts to break his spirit and bend into the wishes of his corporate masters. How about a little realism? Realistic bumpers. We have a daughter in public school who hasn't been knocked up yet. We have a son in public school who hasn't been shot yet, but he does sell drugs to your honor student. How about bumper stickers for people who aren't too proud of their children? We are the indifferent parents, cross-eyed little nitwit, who at 10 years old still wets the bed and still shits on the school bus. Something like that might give the child a little more incentive, you know? They can try a little harder next semester. There are some more parents who ought to be beaten with heavy clubs and left bleeding in the moonlight. These are the ones who carry their babies in these backpacks or front packs or slings, whatever these devices are called, that are apparently designed to leave the parents' hands free to select merchandise and search for credit cards. It's usually these yuppie, Greenpeace, environmentally conscious assholes. I say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Natural Fibers. It's not hiking equipment, it's a fucking kid. These are the same simple-minded nitwits who listen to Steely Dan and jog with their fucking dogs. You just want to take them out somewhere and skin them. While we're on parents, here's another annoyance. Grown men who refer to their fathers as my daddy. You know, my daddy. You hear a lot of this stupid shit in the South. You know, my daddy used to say, oh yeah, well, I fucking like it. You know what my daddy used to say? He used to say, fuck your daddy. Fuck your daddy and his wrinkled country asshole. Grow up, Billy Joe, Carl, Bob, Danny, Frank. You're not 6 anymore. Not like 11. There are some more Americans who ought to be taken into custody. People who wear visors. What the fuck is the point in wearing half a hat? Either get a hat or don't. No one's interested in the top of your head. Schmucko, go back to the store and tell them to give you the rest of the hat. They cheated you. Better still get yourself one of them little Jewish hats and sew it to your visor. Then you got yourself a fucking hat, my friend. Here's a few more people for whom abortion came along far too late. These singers who think they're so precious they only need one name. Bono, Sting, Yanni, Prince, Jewel, Tiffany, what a crock of shit. Get a last name, will you? You're so special. I got a name for you. Trouble is, it's 2 words. Pretentious cocksucker. How do you like that? Bono and Sting. It's not bad enough the music sucks, but with no last name, you can't find out where they live to throw a fucking bomb through their mouth. It's frustrating if you have taste. Here's another group of humans who ought to be given mandatory counseling. People who pay for inexpensive items with a credit card. Folks, take my word for it, Tic Tacs is not a major purchase. Carry some fucking money, it's handy. No one should be paying a bank 18% interest on a box of Junior Mints, okay? More people who deserve an inoperable tumor. Guys who fly around the world in a fucking balloon. What is this, 1850? When are the media going to figure out that no one gives a shit about some rich asshole who's so bored he's going to fly around in a fucking balloon? I hope the next guy crashes into the Eiffel Tower and gets punctured. Then flies all over Paris in little circles. Fucking Jules Verne. I'm also getting sick of guys named Todd. You know, it's just a goofy fucking name. It's a goofy fucking name. Hi, what's your name? Todd. I'm Todd. And this is Scott. And this this is Brent and Blake and Blair and Blaine. Where are all these goofy fucking boys' names coming from? Taylor, Jordan, Flynn, Dylan. What happened to Eddie? Where the fuck is Eddie? And where's Joey and Johnny? Where did they go? They were just here a minute ago. Jackie, Tommy, Bobby, Phil, Richie, Paul. What happened? Tyler, Cody, Ryan. These are not real names. Want to hear a real name? Jim. Jim is a real fucking name. Hi, what's your name? Jim. My name is Jim. What's your name? Ty. And this is Scott. And this is Kyle. There's another soft name for a boy. Kyle. Soft names make soft people. I'll bet you anything, 10 times out of 10, Vicky, Nikki, and Tony will beat the shit out of Todd, Scott, and Kyle. Here's another group that ought to be thrown screaming from a helicopter. Gun enthusiasts. Yes. I'm a gun enthusiast. Oh yeah? Well, I'm a blowjob enthusiast. You want to see me shoot? Look at this, I'll discharge a load for you. Gun enthusiast. Try dickless asshole. I'm not against guns. I'm not against guns. I'm not against bullets. I'm not even against people shooting each other. Shooting each other is part of the American dream. I don't care if it's kids or grown-ups. Fuck them. Let them get shot. Doesn't bother me. By the way, before Charlton Heston became president of the NRA, the previous president was a guy by the name of Wayne LaPierre. He's still a big spokesman for them. What kind of a name for a fucking gun nut is Wayne LaPierre? Doesn't this sound a little fruity to you? Hi, I'm Wayne. I'm a gun person. Bang, bang. You know what this prick's name ought to be? Biff Webster. Spud Crowley, a man's name. Chuck Steak. Fucking Wayne LaPierre. It's embarrassing. Even for me, and I'm an asshole. Here's another out-of-control group of males who ought to be forcibly sterilized. White guys who shave their heads completely bald. You know, they're so ashamed of losing their hair, they try to turn it into some kind of a masculine statement. I say, listen, Otto. It works for black guys, it doesn't work for white guys. It's ugly and it's fucking disgusting. A lot of people do what I do. Wait a while. In the meantime, there's no excuse for walking around looking like a freshly circumcised dick.
Okay.
Here's a great group. These are the guys who can't tell you about a phone call they had without giving you this shit, you know? The thumb and the pinky, like they studied with Marcel Marceau. So I fucking call her up, and it's fucking busy. So I hang up. She calls me back. I hang up again. See, hey Bruno, thanks for the visual aid, but we all know what the telephone is. It's been around a long time. You talk into it. Wait a minute, I'm getting a call, Bruno. Hey, it's for you. And speaking of phones, I can also do without these self-important techno-cyber dicks who walk around wearing telephone headsets, talking to themselves like schizophrenic air traffic controllers. And they, hey, spaceman, as long as your hands are free, reach over here and fondle my balls. Mr. Early Adopter. Here's another place you find a lot of telephone felonies, answering machines. Starting with these people who think it's cute to let their children do the outgoing message. You know? And you can't understand a word because the kid's a fucking imbecile. Hello, Mommy and Daddy are at home. My name is Stacy. I'm 5 years old. Here's my message, Stacy. I'm coming over to your house with a big knife. I'm going to kill your parents. Then I'm going to strip off their skin and make a hat. Then I'm going to take out my huge wee-wee and I'm going to... These are the same parents who send you pictures of their children that you didn't want. and a Christmas newsletter. And what's with these genetic defectives who put music on their answering machine? This guy's in the yard taking a leak and I gotta listen to a fucking concert. The guy spends $8 at Radio Shack and suddenly he's a record producer. And it's always substandard music. You ever notice that? It's either that new age, that pointless, meandering zombie noise created by pseudo-spiritual lunatics who think wind chimes are a musical instrument, or else it's soft rock. You know, that non-threatening white boy suburban junk by bands like Men Without Testicles. That's what they sound like. I say, hey, DJ Jesse, jack off. It's not a jukebox. It's a fucking phone. Hurry up and get to the beep so I can remind you what an annoying asshole you are. And do me a favor, folks, when you're doing your outgoing message, don't bother telling me you can't come to the phone. I understand that. That's why we have these machines. Don't tell me to leave my name and number. I figured that shit out too on my own. You people who work in offices, never mind that stuff about I'm away from my desk. If you had to take a shit, say so. Just say, hi, this is Elaine. I drank a quart of gin last night. So I'll be in and out all day. And finally, here's another crime against nature, the space program. You know, in case you haven't heard, the United States, this is the latest disaster news for the rest of the universe. The United States is going to go to Mars, okay? You know this already. We're going to go to Mars, and then later on, of course, we're going to colonize deep space with our salad shooters and our microwave hot dogs and our snot candy and all this other impressive things we've done down here. But let me ask you this. What are we going to tell the Intergalactic Council the first time one of our teenage mothers throws her newborn baby into a dumpster, huh? What are we going to say? How are we going to explain that our ambassador was late because his breakfast was cold and he had to take 30 minutes to beat the shit out of his wife? And how are they going to react when we tell them it's just one of our quaint customs that 80 million third world women have had their clitorises forcibly removed to diminish their sexual pleasure so they won't cheat on their husbands? Can't you sense how eager the rest of the universe is for us to show up? Can't you see them weaving a little red carpet and getting that brass band together because those enlightened human beings are on their way? No wonder we can't pick up any radio signals from these creatures. They're not sending any. They're afraid you might fucking answer them. And one last item. Fuck Tiger Woods and all of his white asshole golfing buddies. Here's something else bothers me. When I'm flying first class, and some guy from coach comes up and takes a shit in our bathroom. I say, get back to your filthy coach toilet with the tampon sticking out of the commode. Don't be coming up here and leaving your disgusting super saver feces in our nice, clean, attractive, first-class chemical toilet. Well, I think most people know by now, coach feces smell much worse than first-class feces. It's true. It's unfortunate. It's too bad you have to tell people the truth, but it's a fact. It's a result of what it's a function of socio-economics. It has to do with diet as it relates to income. The lower the income, the worse the diet, the more disgusting the feces. And the farts. And the worst farts of all in the whole travel industry can be found in the economy section of any plane coming in from the third world. It is fucking torture back there. Those people have farts that could kill cancer. The kind of fart that comes in handy if you have something that needs welding. The kind of fart that if you let one go at home, 30 minutes later your plants are yellow. A fart that would eat through the stitching in Levi's. Especially in the last 3 rows. Because what happens is, these planes get flying so fast that all the most vicious and disgusting lethal farts are pushed toward the back of the airplane where they build up pressure until they reach critical fart density, CFD, and the whole back end of the plane blows off and terrorists get blamed for these explosions that are nothing more than spontaneous fart combustion. And the FBI doesn't know this. They don't know what to look for. They're looking for explosives. They should be looking for minute traces of cabbage and bok choy. These are the kind of thoughts that kept me out of the really good schools. You know what I think about sometimes when I'm alone? The first enema. Do you ever think about that? The first enema. Because there had to be a first one. Everything has to happen once for the first time. Some guy had to think of the enema. And I'm sure it was a guy. Some guy had to think of that on his own. And then he had to explain it to the other people. And test it. It's only a hypothesis until you test it. I'm sure you want to do it with someone else, you wouldn't want to try it on yourself. But wouldn't you have to be kind of subtle? Don't you think you need a subtle approach? Hey, Joey, turn around, I got a surprise for you. Turn around. Whoops, I dropped my rock. Would you pick it up for me, please? Okay, here you go. Relax, take it easy. Calm down, Joey. Take a deep breath, take a deep breath. No, through your mouth, through your mouth, through your mouth. Relax, it's a new thing, it's called the enema. I thought of today during lunch. Tell the truth, did you like it a little bit? I kind of got a kick out of it myself. You want to do me now? I'm only kidding. I'm all out of pineapple juice anyway. Hey, Joey, guess what? We're engaged. I'm only kidding. Listen, I got to go home and wash off my shoes. I'll see you a little bit later. I'm going to try this on my wife. She really liked that douche idea. Some guy had to think of that. How? Why? Why would it even enter your fucking mind? What, are you sitting there one day carving spear tips and fertility fetishes? You think to yourself, you know something? I think it would be a really great idea if I would squirt a whole bunch of water up my ass. And then just let it all run out. I'll bet I would feel a whole lot better if I did that. And it's at moments like these that entire industries are born. Colonic irrigation. You know what I'm waiting for? Enemas online. Electronic enemas. E.nema. They don't have it. If you can make money, they don't have it. Some guy's home tonight trying to get a mouse in his ass. Ideas, innovation. That's what we're known for. Good ideas. I got a lot of good ideas. You probably noticed that already. Here's a good idea of mine. I'm going to do this. I'm going to open up an adult donut shop. And adult donuts. No one's done that. The donuts are the same, but the holes have hair on them. People would like that. The police would never leave the parking lot. Right next to the donut shop, I'm going to have a hot dog stand for Gentiles. Hot dogs with foreskins on them. Well, the Jewish guys have those kosher hot dogs. They're kind of plain looking, you know. These would have nice little foreskins hanging off the end of them. And maybe you could even sell the foreskins separately. A bucket of foreskins. Give me a bucket of 10, a dozen donut holes. And you go home and watch the Final Four. Good fucking ideas, you know. Sometimes the ideas fairly leap out of my head. Here's a great one. I'm coming up with this. This is a dildo that squirts gonorrhea germs. Yes. Well, it's for a woman who doesn't quite have everything yet. And you gotta have something for the guys. They get jealous, they want something too. This is for the guys. You know the chia pet? The chia pussy. Little flame on a little pussy, you pour water on it and the hair grows out. And you probably want to have an edible plant for the hair, don't you think? Yeah. Maybe you could genetically engineer a plant that tastes like tuna. Hey! Then you got the whole experience covered in one product. Make a nice Valentine's gift, don't you think? Well, guys are always looking for a little pussy. Get one and carry around with it. Fucking good ideas, you know? I'm going to open up a pool hall. You know what I'm going to call it? Quit breaking my balls. Well, you got to have a catchy name. You got to have a catchy name. Brand names are important. Brand names are important, and they've changed a lot. You notice over the years, brand names, it used to be simpler. Johnson & Johnson, Smith Brothers. Now they got complicated. I can't believe it's not butter. Even they have a new one coming out. It's called, I sure hope the fuck this ain't lard. There's also a new instant soup on the market. It's called Make It Yourself, you lazy prick. I think they ought to have a vacuum cleaner and call it the dirt bag. Wouldn't that be fun? Guys would love that. Hey, honey, where's the dirt bag? I'm talking to him. Well, if you can have a shoe store called Athlete's Foot, why can't you have a sporting goods store called Crotch Rash? Names interest me. I'm thinking of moving to Nevada where prostitution is legal and opening a bed and breakfast called the Cock and Muffin. Would you go there? You come there, I'll guarantee you that. You know, there are some large organizations, and I mean large organizations, whose names I think are completely mixed up. The Department of Water and Power. Well, water and power don't go together. You get fucking electrocuted. The Food and Drug Administration. Well, with most drugs, you don't want any food. Except marijuana, and they shouldn't be bothering people with marijuana in the first place. Then you have that really interesting organization, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Do we have to talk about this one? Bad combination. Here's what they ought to do. You call the police the Department of Power and Firearms. Then you have the Food and Water Administration. The Food and Water what? Yeah, administration. Food and water go together. That's what you need to survive. You kept in the same place. Then you have the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Drugs. You keep all the good shit in one office. Let's talk about people. People's names are interesting because sometimes they have a kind of an emotional value that comes along with the name. For instance, think of the names of the founders of the great religions. Those founders' names still today ring with an air of mystery. Christ, Moses, Buddha, Mohammed. But the Mormons, Joseph Smith, not too impressive. Come on, we're going to Utah. Who said so? Joe Smith. Well, I gotta go take a shit. Drop me a postcard, let me know how you like it out there. Well, I was raised Catholic, and I'm still waiting for a new pope to choose the name Corky. Wouldn't that be fun? His Holiness Pope Corky the Ninth. I think you have to skip right to 9 to give him a little credibility, don't you? Somehow to meet Pope Corky the First doesn't command a great deal of authority. Names tell you a lot. You'll know this country's in deep trouble if we ever wind up with a president named Booger. Booger or Night Train. And history. Sometimes names affect history. I honestly believe there never would have been a Second World War if Hitler's first name was Floyd. Can you imagine that? I'm going to take over the world and kill 20 million people. Remember the name, Floyd Hitler. Why, they would have beat the shit out of him in Munich in 1931. And no one would have been afraid of Jack the Ripper if his name was Wally. Who's that? Who's on the loose? Wally the Ripper. Whoa, what a fucking goof. Wally the Ripper. And Billy the Kid. Suppose his name was Billy the Schmuck. People would have been a lot less tense. Who's that riding into town? Well, that's Billy the Schmuck. Well, fuck him. And I know I never would have gone hunting with Buffalo Shecky. Doesn't sound safe. Hey, suppose there had been a great composer living in the 18th century in Vienna, but I mean great, better than all the rest, better than Bach, better than Beethoven, better than Mozart, but his name was Johann the Cuntlapper. Do you think they would play his music on radio today? And now the New York Philharmonic performs the Easter Mass in C-sharp minor by Johann the Cuntlapper. Considered Johann's finest work, he had a profound influence on another obscure composer of that era, Heinrich the Mule Fucker. Well, some people have dirty names. They can't help it, they have a dirty name. Think of all the Dicks and Peters that are running around out there. Some of you must know this. There's actually a NASCAR race driver whose name is Dick Trickle. That's the goddamn name, folks. Dick Trickle. Well, how do you go through life like that? Hi, I'm Dick Trickle. Fine, stand over there. trickle. Having a trickling dick is not nearly as impressive as having a Magic Johnson. God damn, you scared the Rottweiler. If I was you, Mr. Johnson, I'd put that thing away a little at a time. You know, you wouldn't want to go out and get a big knot in it now, would you? And Peter O'Toole. That's a double header, isn't it? Like for the Doubleton twins, don't bend over, dear Peter O'Toole. Now, on the other hand, some people have funny names. And they can't help it, they have a funny name. Do you realize Howdy Doody's mother and father are known as the Doody's? It's true, Rudy and Judy Doody. And Bo Diddley's mother and father are the Diddleys. Daddy and Dudley Diddley. Well, I always like to be at a party and have to introduce the Doody's to the Diddleys. And keep a straight face. Rudy Doody, like to meet Daddy Diddley, Daddy Diddley. This is Judy Doody, Judy Doody, Daddy Diddley, Daddy Diddley, Rudy Doody, Rudy Doody, Daddy Diddley. By the time you finish with these four people, who shows up? Howdy Doody's two sisters, Dee Dee Doody and Dodie Doody. Well, I don't know about you folks, but I'd be drinking triple whiskeys and saying, please God, don't let fucking Rudy Kazooie show up tonight. And didn't they have any funny names in the Old West? Didn't they have any funny names? Is everybody out there really named Murdoch? Or Crowley or Kincaid? Didn't they have any funny names? Hey, Dan, guess who's over at the saloon getting all liquored up? Two-Gun Flechtenberger. Said he's gonna get even with Farley Flockenhocker for killing his buddy Clayton Heffelflecker. Huh? Well, I heard it from old Doc Peckerchecker. You gotta tell Sheriff Dick Licker to get his ass on that. Boy, there's gonna be hell to pay when Marshall Dingleberg gets back in. Hey, there goes that dance hall girl, Fanny Clippicker. Let's go get her. Let's go get her. One more of these funny names. This one's also from the Old West, but this one has a kind of legendary background to it. Did you ever hear this idea that there were certain Indians in the Old West who were named for the first thing they saw when they were born? Makes you wonder whether there aren't more Indians named Wet Hairy Pussy, doesn't it? God, you'd think there'd be a whole gang of those motherfuckers. Apparently the name never caught on. Just before I leave, I want to remind you of something. In 1997, I had a book came out called Brain Droppings. It did real well, sold over 700,000. I got a second book coming in April. The end of April, the second book, just like Brain Droppings, same kind of thing. A little funnier, I think, and a little bit longer. It's called Napalm and Silly Putty. And that's out April 24th. Look for it, steal one, or borrow it from a friend. You don't have to buy it. I just want you to hear the jokes. Thanks a lot for coming in here.